have any movie in mind that we can go for?
Yeah, right. So, guys, I've heard of this really good movie called The Breakfast Club, and it's basically about five high school students who belong to very different social cultures, but they are in the same. They are serving a detention period at school. So, in the detention, they are expected to spend some 8 hours and write an essay about who they really are. So I think through the course of the movie, we can analyze how their perceptions change about each other and also how the group dynamics develop. What do you think?
Seems like a good idea. Let's watch it.
Move!
I just think that I don't belong here. This is a mistake. I'm just leaving.
Come on, Kev. This is detention. You can't just leave. You're supposed to stay believing.
Actually, Andy is right. Something detention would attract more detention. So you would ultimately defeat
One more but dog, you'll be hammered. Just stick to your books. You cut it out later.
So, as you can see from the scene, I think the group is meeting for the first time, and also that they are forced to be in this situation. And I think this has led to the incidents that they have while interacting with each other. The other things that you can observe are basically their personality traits and how these traits act as a barrier while they communicate with each other.
Also, we can see that they are having an intra-group conflict where members are finding it difficult to actually accept the existence of the group. Now they are slowly started interacting with each other. So we can conclude that they are in the initial stages of the group formation. Although they know that this is a temporary group that they have to be in, but they are in the initial stages of formation where people resist the constraints imposed on the individual identities as in when they enter into this kind of group formation.
Yeah. So let's watch it further and analyze it more. Great.
Hi, Kev.
इस वीडियो से पकड़ के देखिए ठीक है
I
वहाँ
don't
से नहीं
know.
होता
If my mom and my dad don't, they fight with each other every time. They don't agree with each other. It's like any time divorce.
क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है
They just use me to get mad at each other.
You're just feeling sorry for yourself. That's pathetic. You're Scotter. Are you saying that you don't have any problem with your parents? No, man, I don't. I just feel that whatever they tell me is for my own good.
He doesn't even know if he has a problem. You don't think for yourself. Others think for you.
No one asked for your opinion, dear. I bet you have major problems with your parents.
I don't. To have problems, you first need to talk. My parents completely ignore me.
Trust me, Vedo. Non-communicative parents are better than abusive ones. Don't you try to get our sympathy by blaming your parents for violence. You liar. Look at the gift of my parents. A cigar mark. No one asked for your judgment, Scotter.
I think all Andy wants
Shut up, man. Your parents must be freaking proud for having a child like you.
You don't understand the pressure. Parents, teachers, peers, it's too much pressure.
So I think as you can see, the group members have found a common topic to discuss that is pertaining to their parental issues. So due to this, the group dynamics have transcended and their interactions have increased. So, so the individuals have started opening up to each other and they have started to share their personal experiences. So we can conclude by saying that the establishment of a common ground helps in reducing the effect of relationship conflicts and increases mutual understanding in the group. Also, I think that there is I think that their initial interactions are based on the premise that the group is a temporary one. So they have this at the back of their minds that this is probably their last interaction, and so this premise probably acts as a catalyst to their initial interactions. What do you think?
Seems like the movie is taking another turn. It would be interesting to see how it goes further.
Guys, this place is just like home for me. I come here every Saturday. But why are you guys here? For detention?
I bullied a boy. I went to the loser. You know what my dad said? He said that I don't tolerate any losers in this family and you have to be a winner. But after looking at all the humiliation he went through, after all the public, I just don't know.
You know why I'm here? I bunked the classes to go for shopping. Because actually I don't want to go, but I was forced by my friends to go.
I'm here because I did nothing. I just didn't have anything better to do.
Do you know why I am here? Do you? Mr. Ryan found a gun in my locker.
A gun? In your locker?
Just forget it.
What is the gun for?
Just forget it.
You brought it up, man.
Well, I can't have a beat. I know I can't have it. My parents know I can't have it. Everything is ruined for me. Even if I ace the rest of semester, I will still be a B.
Ryan?
Considering my options, you know.
But killing yourself is not an option.
Well, I didn't do it. Did I? I don't think so.
Was it a handgun?
No, it was a flare gun. It went off in my locker. Come on, it's not funny.
So, as we can see from the scene that as they gather information about each other, their initial perceptions and stereotypes about individuals and about the group as a whole change. The judgments about each other are more on the basis of the information that they have gathered rather than the perception. So the scene re-established the fact that gathering relevant information is an important aspect before actually coming to conclusion about the personality of the people.
So, now that we have done with the analysis of the movie, let's move to analyzing the individual characters.
I guess we can start with Bengal. Right from the start of the movie, he comes out to be a rebel and a bully. And it is pretty evident from most of the scenes. As you can see, he tries to provoke others or make fun of them. But I feel that by the end of the movie, the group becomes together only because of him. Another thing is, he seems like aggressive and disrespectful. But the fact that, as mentioned by him, that it was due to he being a victim of abusive upbringing, the other members of the group, they fail to realize this fact, and I think this is a case of fundamental attribution error. What do you guys think?
Let's move to Alison.
Coming to the character analysis for Alison, so I believe that she lacks belongingness and acceptance. Although all things may be attributed to her ignorant parents and very limited friend circle that she has, we may also say that she is stuck in the third level of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that is the social needs, which is actually that the person is trying to meet the needs of acceptance and the friendship. Also, she comes up in the movie. She comes up as a kleptomaniac and a compulsive liar, but her environment does not inhibit her actions. So so we may deduce that she is very low on self-monitoring. What about Claire?
Okay, talking about Claire, I think she comes up as a person who likes to be the center of attraction, and she has this requirement of excessive admiration. But both of these things sometimes leads to an arrogant behavior on her part. For instance, when she got up and said that I don't belong here, I think she was a part of the detention class because of a valid reason. Moving on to Andy. So Andy is depicted as this assertive, confident individual, and he has a very high need for recognition. So we think it might have come through an external motivation. But at the end of the movie, we also get a flavor of his compassion when he starts talking about the reason why he came to the detention class. He had basically bullied this person and he was feeling very, very sad about it. So I think we can move on to Brian.
So coming to the last character of the movie, Brian. So he was the person who was subjected to maximum stereotyping throughout the movie. For example, in a scene in the movie Defect, that he brings nutritious breakfast and others associated this with him being a nerdy child nerdy child whose loving mother packs his tiffin. So these kind of stereotypes were actually more attributed to Brian. Also, he had a sense of insecurity about himself. I believe that which has mostly arisen from the fact that his parents and the peer group had very high expectations from him. Also, because of this kind of insecurities, he was not able to stand for himself and he was easily subdued when stopped at.
Okay. So, in conclusion, I think this movie provided us with a great opportunity to analyze the group dynamics, how people are stereotyped, and how interactions can change perceptions over a gradual period. Thank you.